Okay, we're going to start today with solving systems with Gauss-Jordan elimination. We are going to start with 2 by 2s. Okay? Your whole entire worksheet today, there's a lot of them, but they're 2 by 2s. Are 2 by 2s really short?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. When we did this process last year, the 2 by 2s were really short. I want you to get your brain in what we're doing before we go into 3 by 3. Okay? So I'm going to remind you before we start what Gauss-Jordan elimination looks like when we're done. We're going to make an augmented matrix. Yes? And we're going to have, on this side, we're going to have ones and zeros. Yes? Okay? And over here, we're going to have A, B, C, whatever those would be, right? And when we're done, we would have X was A, Y was B, and C was Z. Okay, we're going to do that. We can rearrange rows. We can combine 2 rows. We can multiply by a non-zero constant. We can multiply by a non-zero constant, add and add it to another row. Okay. Our first goal will always be to zero out this column. What column is that I just boxed?
1.
Column 1. So what row do I use to do that?
1.
Row 1. And then I'm going to move to this column 2. And it's this column 2. So it's column 2. So I'm going to use what? Row 2. Then I'm going to move to column 3. It's column 3. So I'm going to use what row?
Row 3.
And then back here. Now, obviously, I drew a picture of a 3 by 3, yes. And today I said all of them will be a 2 by 2. So my picture will just be of these, yes? So we'll 0, 0, and then worry about getting ones as long as I don't have fractions, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so the first thing I need to do is put these in order. I'm going to erase this so it's not in my way. You remember you have to go down when you're doing them. You have to line up the augmented lines. We have a bunch of little quirky things that I'll be picky about. So, do I have it in the correct order to start with?
No, ma'am.
No, what has to happen?
It has to be x, y equals.
It has to be x, y, and then what it equals. So that that 5 halves has to move over to the other side and be a negative, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Oops. So I have 1, 3 halves, negative 5 halves.
Yes.
Oh, what happens to happen here too?
You have to do
You have
move
to
the 3x
sub-
over and the 20.
move.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then it's going to be negative 3, 8, and 20. Yes?
Couldn't you just move the 8y over?
Well, you could.
Don't you want the leading coefficient to be positive?
No, because I got to zero it out, and now it's negative, and I'm just going to... It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
Okay? Now, I don't want to deal with fractions. Anybody else don't want to deal with fractions?
No.
So how could I... It's going to make my numbers bigger.
Decimals.
No. How can I clear a fraction on that row 1?
Multiplying everything by 2.
If I multiplied everything in row 1 by 2, would that eliminate the fraction part of it?
Yeah.
So I write 2 R1 and I write it next to R1. So the 1 becomes a 2, and then 3 and negative 5. Now, I know I just made my numbers bigger, and a lot of people would just say deal with the fraction, but I don't want to deal with the fraction, so I don't have to if I don't want to. Right?
Yeah.
Okay, so after I've done that, I've got it set up. Are you okay with the 2 being in the first row?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. The only 2 options I have here are just to switch the 2 rows, but there's no reason to switch it. So I need to eliminate this negative 3. So this negative 3 is in what column? 1. So I need to use row 1 to do so.
Yeah.
So I have 2 and 3. What is their least common multiple?
6.
6. So one's positive, one's negative, so we're good there, right? Because when we combine them, we want what? 0. So what do I need to multiply row 1 by?
3.
3. So 3R1 plus, and what for row 2?
negative.
2, not negative, because it's already negative, and I put mine too close. Now remember, we write it on what we did, right? Not what we're going to do. Are we changing row 1 at all? Nope. So we write it. So I do all the rest in my head, right? So 3 times 2 is 6. 2 times negative 3 is negative 6. So 6 and negative 6 is 0. So if you need to, do you have room over here you can write and room over here that you can write things?
Yeah.
Yes, but not in the parentheses. So 3 times 3 is 9. And then 16, and 9 and 16 is what?
Are we adding them
It's
together?
25. Well, you're combining them. That's all I'm going to say. That's all you were doing yesterday was combining them. Okay? And then I have 3 times 5 is negative 15 and 40. So I get,
30. 25.
all right, 25. Okay. So I need to go back up and get this to be 0, but can I do something with this 25 and 25?
Would you take row 2 times 1/25?
Take row 2 by 1/25. And I'll do that because I'm not going to get a fraction. If I was going to get a fraction, would I do it?
No.
No. So I didn't change row 1. And so row 2 ends up to be 1, 1. Now is going back up and getting rid of that 3 going to be much easier now?
Yeah.
Yes. So this 3 is in column 2, so I'm going to use row what? 2.
Ooh.
So I need to get this 1 to be a what to zero it out?
Negative 3.
-3. So what do I multiply by row 2 by then? So I'm going to put negative 3 R2 plus R1. Remember, we're changing the second thing I write. So I wrote R1 second, so that's the one that's really changing. Am I going to change row 2? Nope, so I'm going to rewrite it so I don't even try to change it. And I'm going to run out of room. So I'm going to have to go. So we've got this, right? So then, well, negative 3 times 0 is 0, and 0 plus 2 is
2.
2. Negative 3 and 3 is
0.
0. Negative 3 and negative 5, negative 8.
You take
I'm-
one half to get the leading coefficient, turn that to a
Right, my last step is going to be 1/2 R1 because I need that leading coefficient to be a 1, right? I'm not changing row 2, so I'm going to rewrite it. And I get 0, not 0. I get 1, 0, negative 4. So what is my solution set?
Negative 4, 1.
Okay, one more time.
Questions? You guys remember doing this now?
Officially.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is this
So,
our actual number 1?
yes.
Shocker.
Take
Never
some
wrote
notes.
anything down, that's crazy.
Well, I thought it was notes, so I didn't.
Okay, am I good?
Yeah.
Oh, it went away.
Answers.
Not what it was supposed to do.
How many questions are there? They're only,
16.
yeah, I couldn't read the bottom number.
Why is it not working?
Won't let me touch it.